What's up, class, and welcome to another episode of the No Mod Shop class here on the Skooled Zone. So I wanted to create a quick and fun episode for you guys while I work on a longer episode. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys a neat way to create toilet paper holders for your bathrooms and your settlements. I know it's not the most epic video, but it's a fun little trick you can use because I've heard that you can't even get that on Creation Club, and it doesn't have that. In fact, that's what inspired my idea. I was replying to a viewer comment, and she mentioned that the only thing she was missing to complete a build was toilet paper holders and towel racks. And I said, you know what? I think I have an idea on that. I'll make a video about it and give you a shout out. She goes by Cryonox, so thanks for the inspiration. I love getting inspired by the Skooled Zone community. You guys leave such awesome comments down in the After School Club below. But before we get to it, let's take a quick peek at this month's Wall of Fame. Each month I feature the names of my amazing Patreon supporters on this here Wall of Fame, and here is the Student Council this month. Thank you guys so much for your generosity and support for the channel. I'll leave a link in the description below and the iCard above if anyone else wants to become a member of the Student Council. There are some fantastic perks in addition to seeing your name on the Wall of Fame. And if you don't want to leave YouTube and take the time to set up a Patreon account, there's also a join button down below where you can become a member, or a Bitcoin address down in the description if you want to make a one-time donation. Helping me in any of these ways helps the channel because I reinvest everything to keep it going. And we were getting so close to the next Patreon goal, and then we had a few drop-offs. So if you want to help get us closer to that next goal, then I'll be able to improve the video quality by getting my hands on a next generation console and a new video card. Then I can start posting in 4K. That would be awesome. Okay, so we're going to be building here at Jamaica Plain, so we don't need to take the school bus anywhere. We're just gonna head over to the student dorm, and I've already set up some examples. You guys have probably seen this. It's still in the works, but it's coming along. You know, I'm adding little things as I go, as I get inspired. And I've narrowed down the bunk beds to these two styles, this one and this one. I think I like this one better. You guys seem to like that a lot more from that bunk bed video. So I'll probably be filling the rest of this area with that style to get this dorm going. And then over here we have the bathroom, the lavatory. Okay, so I put together a couple of little examples, and these are the two I can come up with. You guys might even be able to come up with some other ideas. But first we have this one right here. I think this one's really cute. It is made from one of those power generator conduits, the ones that face downwards. I'll show you where they are in the, whoops. Okay, power conduits. This is the one that faces upwards, and then the one at the very end, almost to the end, faces downwards. So I just pillar glitched that into place, and as you can see from the name there, I just added some plastic to it. It's pretty cool because the little plastic roll has like a metal bracket across it, so it almost looks like it's meant to be that way. Okay, the one I'm going to show you today, though, that's a little more advanced, is this one right here, okay? It's also made from conduits, and it also kind of looks like one of those you know, like handicap rails. So I don't know if handicap's the right term, so I apologize if that's outdated. But anyway, you know, it looks like one of those bathroom rails where you can like help yourself up if you have you know, any need for it. And before you click away, I'm actually going to show you how to add toilet paper to this. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of this video. But I also just pillar glitched this into place. And once you get the toilet rolls on there, if you push this far back enough, actually I didn't do that, then you can add a second curved end right here, and you know, to complete it. So it'll look like, you know, the toilet paper is actually stuck on there, okay? So let's go take a look at that. This is my little bathroom. It's really coming together. I like it. Okay, so let's head outside, out back, where I do most of the building in this for this settlement. Okay, so what we're going to use for toilet paper are rolls of duct tape, all right? And when you clump them together, they kind of look like toilet paper, so you'll see how it looks, all right? So what I'm going to do is go back into Workshop, and I'm going to get out, let's see here. Okay, so we want these tiny little curved conduits. So I'm going to place one there and then just one right here, because I'm going to try to get all of them on there, and that way, you know, you'll know I'm not faking this or anything. And then what I'm going to do is go to the structure section, just grab a post, and then we're just going to lift this off the ground so we have better access to it. Okay, and then I'm going to add a couple more pieces to it from the conduit section, the tiny straight pieces, which is this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to add that one right there and that one right there. Okay, now there is a trick to getting the rolls of duct tape onto the conduits. And I think probably some other people have tried to do this in the past and they gave up because it doesn't look like at first that you can do this. Okay, so you know, you kind of struggle a little bit and it doesn't quite get on there, it gets stuck and that sort of thing. I think that's the reason why I haven't seen this in any videos either, you know. I did a search for toilet paper holders on Fallout 4, couldn't find anything, did a Google search. So if someone else, if some other builder has posted a video where they did this idea, I apologize. I have not seen it done anywhere else, okay? And I think the reason for that is because people probably gave it a try and then gave up. But you can actually get, see how I got it on there? Wow, that was lucky. That was my first try. All right, so I'm going to grab it and just see if I can slide it. Yep, I got it. Okay. I sound a little bit amazed there because the first time that I tried this, I almost gave up. I was like, oh, it's not going to fit on the end. You know, you can't get it. They made it just big enough that it just won't go on there. But I kept fiddling with it, you know? That's what I do. I don't give up. And I finally got one on there. And I was like, oh my God, it can be done. And then I tried it on a second one and it just did not work. It took me like 10 minutes to get it on there. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? I just got that first one on there. So this second one's got to go on there, right? And that's when I figured it out, okay? You actually have to get the alignment perfect, okay? It's got to be perfectly straight on. And this is where that trick comes in for my first 5 must-know tips, all right? You can change the axis of placing objects by clicking the left thumbstick, all right? So I'm going to click it once. It rotates, you know, laterally. And I click it again, and it rotates in this direction. And then I click it again, and it rotate. There we go. It rotates that way. So this way you can get it lined up, and it's got to be down to the, I don't know what fractions of a degree are. I guess they're decimal places of a degree, but it's got to be absolutely perfectly straight for it to slide right onto the conduit pipe there. And the best way to do this is actually probably to get down into the sneak position and then continue to line it up just right. There we go. Okay. And this way you have the best chance of getting it on there without too much frustration. Okay. And did I get it? Did I get it? I think I might have got it. No, I didn't get it. Almost had it. And what'll happen is it'll get stuck for a second. Don't let go of it. Just let it kind of unfreeze. Okay, there we, oh, no, I didn't get it. It dropped off. It was frozen there. See, that looks like it would work, but it doesn't quite have the same physics, you know, as in real life. Like on real life, you would be able to hook it on there and then push it in and it'll force it into the right position, but unfortunately not. You'll have to get it just right. Nope. It's not going to do it. Oh, no. Okay. So I might as well go ahead and just, flash a trigger warning for impatient builders out there. If building in Fallout 4 frustrates you, this is really going to frustrate you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to where I've gotten all of these rolls on there, and I'll tell you approximately how long it took me. With some practice, you'll be able to, once you get the first couple on there, you'll get the idea of the angle being exactly right, and then you'll see how it ends up looking. Okay, so here we go. I managed to get all 6 of them on there, plus this bonus one right here that I left on the edge just so I can show you a point. Getting all of them on there, it took me about 5 to 10 minutes, but looks pretty good actually, doesn't it? I mean, obviously it's duct tape, but if you turn off your, display HUD opacity, then it can actually look like toilet paper. And you know what? It's the closest thing that they gave us in Fallout 4 to making it look like this. So that's why these little tricks are fun. And, I look at building a lot like a jigsaw puzzle. I don't let it frustrate me. I imagine that it can be done, and I just tinker with it, and once it comes together, then it works. And that's the cool thing is that once you know it works, then the process can be repeated, okay? So that's why I left this one on the end down there, because it is lined up perfectly. And because it is lined up perfectly, I should be able to just slide it off and on. See, there you go. And that's because it had already established the angle and it being perfectly aligned with the outer rim of that pipe. And then I could just slide it on and off again, okay? Okay, I reloaded because it started to rain. There's just 2 more points that I wanted to make and then we'll end the video. You actually have to move the conduits into place in the bathroom part of your settlement before you can place the duct tape on there, because here's what happens, all right? So and by the way, I just put 2 of them side by side so you can see I can get all of them in there. There wouldn't really be a circumstance where you'd have it look like this shape unless there was like a dividing wall in between and you wanted to kind of save the space and try to get them, both into place at the same time. Anyway, here's what happens if I pillar glitch this. So you see, here, let me just refocus on the post here. Okay, so you see, as soon as I move the post out of the way, the duct tape stays where it was. The rolls stay where they were. All right. And the reason for that is, the reason they didn't just fall is because I can just hit the cancel button and it'll pop right back into place. Okay. But as soon as I move it just a little bit here, then they fall, or they will fall in like a matter of seconds as soon as it's refocused. Yep. See, there you go. Okay, and then there's just one last thing I wanted to show you real quick. So I'll reload. Okay, and the last thing I just wanted to mention was that this isn't going to be the best position for me to get the duct tape rolls onto that conduit pipe. And that is because I have this thing in the way. I'm using it as sort of a vanity counter. I would need to be able to back up, at least another 3 or 4 feet from this position to be able to squarely get the right angle to get the toilet paper rolls on there. The closest that it would appear would be back at this level right here. So I would need enough room to back up to be able to come forward and get that duct tape roll aligned just perfectly. So don't use my example of here, plan ahead if you're gonna do this. And make sure you have enough room behind where you're trying to do this to get it done right. If you're in a tight squeeze like this, I might actually go with the second option here, which still looks pretty cool in my opinion. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this quick trick, and try not to get too frustrated if you can't get it right the first time. I know it's going to be a little challenging, but at least you can see from my video it can be done without mods. In fact, I'm going to mention my Zen building philosophy in my next Far Harbor build video. There's a lot you can change about your mindset so that it actually becomes, sort of an exercise in stress relief instead of stress accumulation. Anyway, thanks again to the Student Council for your support on Patreon and with the join button down below. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button or the like button, that always helps as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy building, and class dismissed.